So good morning all. I just wanted to give you a brief overview of the Blackboard shell you're going to be using in my class and how to navigate through Blackboard Ultra in general, since some of us are used to using the previous version of Ultra. So I'm logged into Blackboard. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to go to my fall semester only to access a course I've already done. Let me access my fall statistics course. Your interface might look a little bit different because I'm in the instructor version right now. That's okay, it's not a problem. So yours will be something similar to this. Now I am in the instructor view, so I'm going to go to student view just so my layout that you see on the screen will be exactly what you see on your computer. So okay, this is what your shell will probably look like in my class, something similar to this. You should all have a welcome start here folder that explains all the syllabi, all the processes for the class, things you should know, and you probably only have to hit this the first time you come into the class. This is your couple of things. When you see this icon right here, that's a document, and basically that's a document you read through. So this one just tells you about me, gives you some information about the course. Anytime you see an icon like this, it's a link to a website. In this case, if you click this, it's going to take you to this video that shows you how to navigate the course. This is the syllabi for the course. If you click that, you should open another window that takes you to what the actual course syllabi, everything about the course, program learning outcomes, course learning outcomes, my grading criteria. It's broken down right here, journals, discussions, all that material is there as well, that you can read through, and you should read through. A little layout, a tentative schedule, the textbook and such. So if I were you, I would read through all of this just to get an idea. The most important part of this is probably going to be down here when you get to, it might be a little bit different in yours, but it'll have something like instructor expectations, and this is where I tell you what I'm expecting from you in this class. You should be logging in weekly. Your assignments will be in the modules. I'll explain that shortly. Key things to know about the course, another document. So this is going to explain to you things that you need to know about the course that are important. My cell phone number, stuff about the midterm and the final exam. Read through this, please. And this is just a folder that has textbook and exam information. You do not have to purchase the textbook for this class. If you want to, this is what it is, but I do provide notes in the class for you. So this welcome start here folder is probably just going to be hit that first time you log into Blackboard. I do provide you with notes, so the very next folder that you have is class notes. So obviously in this class, now you might be seeing this from a different class. The first thing in statistics is our chapter 1 notes. So if you click on this, what's going to open is just, these are my notes, not your textbook notes. I mean, I try to be very consistent with what they teach, but this is just a condensed version of what's in your textbook. These are key things that I think you should know. It's a PDF file that if I were you, I would print. You do notice here that it comes with a QR code right here. In fact, they're spread out throughout. All of your notes are going to have these QR codes. I strongly encourage you to get a QR code reader for your phone or tablet or whatever you have. And if you scan this QR code, it should take you to a video that explains how to get the solutions to the problem that it's next to. And if you don't, like for example here, you only see one there, that one is probably doing all of these here. So please take advantage of that. And like I said, every section will have them. So this are your class notes. This is a link to STC tutoring. So if you click on it, if you need any help, just click on it. Try to go to virtual CLE video, go to tutoring if you want. Click the subject, all subjects, math and science. Now this is going to be online via webcam, real time. Somebody's going to be seeing you, you're going to be seeing them. They're going to help you with this. You can also get tutoring on campus by making an appointment, but it's launching a Zoom. I'm not going to open it right now, but in fact I don't think they're using Zoom anymore. They may have just switched to something else. Anyways, please take advantage of that. Let me go back over here. I'm going to have that on main page in case you need tutoring. You can go to that. The majority of the time in your class you're going to spend here in the learning modules folder. the majority of your time. Okay guys, please keep that in mind. After you get through this welcome start here folder, you understand the key points about the class. You know your notes are here. Most of the times you're going to be going to learning modules, and I will have a learning module for every week of the semester. Now they might not be open in advance. Maybe I'll open them 2 weeks at a time. But if you click on the module, any module, I'm gonna scroll through several because I want to show you key things about these. Module 1, for example, every module will start with an outcomes and assignments due for that module. It's a document. There's the icon document. Let me click on that. And this is just going to tell you these are the learning outcomes for this week from your syllabus, and these are the assignments due for this week. This tells you you have to do these things by Sunday. And things in this case are office hours survey, post a first journal, post your first discussion, submit your picture ID, create an account, and complete these MyStatLab homework assignments. So this is like a checklist for you to do for the week. Now, everything that was on that checklist is explained here down in the module itself, module 1. Here's a link to the student survey that you complete, won't take you long. Here's a link to your first journal. You click on it and you'll answer some questions. Here you will post your first discussion. Same thing, you answer some questions. Now all of these, like these are documents. Document. Download an optional QR code reader. That's just telling you, hey, I think it would be beneficial for you to go to your iPhone, iStore, whatever, Android, Google, to download a QR code reader. That'll help you when you're looking at the notes that I showed you earlier, so that you can scroll, look at the videos before you do homework. Don't just go straight to your homework because it might be too challenging. Another document, please subscribe to my Remind class. I use Remind because it's a very convenient way to get a hold of a student, right to their phone. So there's instructions here that show you how to subscribe to my Remind class. If you use Pronto, familiarize yourself with Pronto. Again, another document that just says, hey guys, Pronto is free, install it on your phone. I'll show you Pronto in a little bit here. I'll make another video for it. Here's a document that shows you how do you, and by the way, on these documents sometimes there's links, so it's important that you open them. I will be asking you to submit things in Blackboard. This is not going to be where everything is done online. You will be having to submit work to me. And this document has videos that show you how do you submit work to me. So please go through these, and I'll show you like an example of where you would submit work. You see right here, the first thing you're going to have to submit to me, when you see this icon, it's really just a blank paper with no letters on it or no writing on it. That's an assignment. This particular assignment, you have to submit your student ID to me. So when you click on this, let me do so here. I believe I've already done it, but what you would do is you would go down here, view assessment, and again I think I've already done this because this is my last semester's class. No, maybe I haven't. So it says assignments, and you read through this. For this assignment, I'd like you to become familiar with submitting documents, so please take a picture of your student ID, it says it right here, and submit it below as a PDF. So how do you add it? You go to add content, you go in here and you click the attach file, and you find your ID wherever you took a picture of it. I hope it's a PDF, not an image file. I'm not going to do it now, but that's how you would do it, and you hit enter. There's a video that already does it for you. Another document that explains how do you create a MyStatLab account. So there's a video that shows you exactly how to create your MyStatLab account. In case you don't understand what that is, Blackboard is what we're going to be using for this course, where I'm going to be putting all my notes, all the assignments, but your homework, your actual homework, is going to be done in a program called MyStatLab. I'll show you that shortly. Let me pause the video so I can open it up. So as I was saying, the work is going to be done in a program called MyStatLab, and I'll show you that shortly. So in this case, all of that is what we did. What I explained here is a lot of preliminary stuff. The majority of your modules will consist of a lesson. So for example, let me click on this lesson. Anytime it says a lesson, it's a document that's showing you a lesson where there's going to be an assignment. So this one says, please refer to your chapter 1 notes and follow along with those notes. Now I'm going to open up those notes right now so that I can explain something to you. So let me pause this again. Okay, so this one says refer to your chapter 1 notes. That's these notes right here. And it basically says follow through those notes, read through those notes, click on this link here, video chapter 1 overview. Let me run Flash. And I don't know how long it takes for these to load. Alright, so these are my videos of these notes right here. The notes that I asked you to get. So sample population 1, oh sorry, that's talking about these problems here. By the way, this you would have gotten to the same videos if you would have scanned these QR codes. They take you to the same spot. The only difference is with QR codes you kind of are going to look at them from your phone or a tablet, so they might be kind of small. The links here that I put right there will take you to your computer so you can see these a little bit bigger. All of these are just explaining where we are in the notes, observations versus experiments. So if you scroll down, you will get to that part of your notes, observations versus experiments, somewhere here. Somewhere there. Anyways, so my point was that those videos right there are the same ones that are on your notes. These videos that I linked to right here are the same ones you're going to have in these notes that I've provided. Now, alternatively, for a lot of students that might be sufficient. They might just use my notes and my QR codes, and then after viewing that, they're ready to do their homework assignment. Other students would rather see the publisher's videos, so instead of looking at my chapter 1 videos, they'll look at what the publisher has. So these are additional videos you can look at. You don't have to, but it's up to you. You can hit play here, and that's the author of your textbook that's showing you definitions. Statistics is the science. It's basically definitions of what I have in your notes, but it's being explained by the author of your textbook. You can look at both, or just the publishers, or just mine. I try to put as much information as I can out there just to help you out. After you go through your notes and the videos explaining the problems in your notes, then you go do your assignment in My Stat Lab. It says here, once you have viewed your videos, please continue in My Stat Lab and complete these assignments. My Stat Lab looks something like this. I'm going to go to my assignments. Hopefully it loads up. For example, 1.3 homework. It's got 8 questions. I can click on either one. I can start at 1, but I just wanted to show you what My Stat Lab is. My Stat Lab is something linked to Blackboard, but it's actually a different platform. So this is where you're going to do your homework, and explains, all right, in a survey of 1209 adults in the country, 53% said the country's leaders should release all medical information. The study is it an experiment? Is it an observation? And then because it applies. So these are questions you're going to have to answer to demonstrate that you understood that material. Once you complete this, you've completed your assignment. I'm going to leave page. But that's what My Math Lab or My Stat Lab in your case. You might hear me say My Math Lab, but I really mean My Stat Lab in your case because yours is a statistics class, but it's very similar. So it's going to be a long video. I'm very sorry about that. I just want you to understand what you're going to be doing in this class. Once you complete all these tasks, you're done for that week. Now, Module 2. Now we start getting into what most of your modules will look like because we've already gotten rid of all that preliminary stuff. So again, this first one will tell you these are your assignments due in Module 2. You have to do these things. Here are your homework assignments. These are other discussions. You also see a learning experience in this module. Now, what is a learning experience? A learning experience is my quiz that I give you, and let me explain that to you. Here there's a discussion that you're going to have to do. Here there's a document that says you have to go complete a quiz in My Math Lab or My Stat Lab. Go complete a quiz over there. Now when you see this, it's my quiz to you, my paper quiz to you. Remember, that means it's an assignment. So here you will go to View Assessment. The assessment is right here, although I'm going to also put it in the original. I'm also going to put it in the previous page. So what I expect you to do with this is I expect you to either print it out if you have a printer, or if you don't have a printer, just write it on paper. Write it. You don't have to write the entire problem if you don't want, but at least your work, the answers and your work. So you're supposed to print this out, write it out, answer the questions, and then you're supposed to submit it back into this. Oh crud, I'm sorry, I stepped out. Let me pause the video, get right back to where I was. Maybe I don't have to pause the video. Let me just see. I believe we were in module 2, but I do have to go back to student view. So here it was. So once I finished it, I'm going to go to add content, and I'm going to attach the image, the work that I did via PDF file. Now again, there's instructions that I'm going to show you in another video that shows you how to get your phone, take pictures of your work, and submit it as a PDF file. But anyhow, am I in student view? Yes. Okay. It's a long video, I know, but I want you to understand the majority of the time you're going to be in modules completing these things. And then here's another lesson. Now lesson 2.1. So get your chapter 2 notes and start following along with this. 2.1 says get your chapter 2 notes. Here are the videos for those notes, my videos. Here are the publisher's videos, and then go do your homework. When you're done with that, same thing with lesson 2, lesson 3, 2.3. Next module, let's see what I have there. Another lesson, another learning experience. A learning experience is a fancy way of saying my quiz. A quiz that you have to do on paper and submit to me. And I'll grade it on Blackboard. Here's another assignment, standard deviation. Again, anything that has an assignment, I will post the assignment up here right before the assignment. This is just where you submit it. Okay, sorry, this is a long video, but I don't know, I'm already in 15 minutes or so. What am I at? Ouch, 16 minutes. Sorry about that. So anyhow, you'll be spending most of your time there. I am going to have online office hours where I will be via webcam. I can show you my screen and work through problems with you. You can take advantage of that. I will post those usually here in this folder. Here's Pronto, but like I said, I'm going to do it in a separate video. But for the most part, that's how you access and will work through my class. I'm going to make another video shortly on how to access Pronto, email, and such things. But hopefully this video shows you how to get through this class, what I'm expecting. You can always text me, call me, or anything with any questions if you're lost. I'm happy to help. Communication is very important. So good luck this semester. Please contact me if you need assistance understanding how to navigate through this course.